thing.
Get your entertainment news with Crareen on the Traffic Jam, Thursday at 4 p.m.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio World. Join your hosts Violetta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
How is the air quality in your neighborhood? Do you feel comfortable breathing the outdoor air? We want to hear from you. The Puget Sound Clean Air Agency is hosting a community workshop in King County to shape the comprehensive climate action plan. And your input matters. Share your concerns, ideas, and lived experience with air pollution in your community. No expertise needed, just your voice. Register now at pscleanair.gov/CPRG. Participants may be eligible for reimbursement for their time. Be part of the solution. See you there.
Oh, you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.
Oh. Welcome to Seniors Matter. Woo, woo, woo. Hi, I'm Brenda Charles Edwards, the host of Seniors Matter. We're here every Friday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your community radio station. You can also listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch TV, and of course, the Rainier Avenue Radio App. We feature interviews with people that provide services or have valuable information for seniors, caregivers, and the whole community. Do you need financial documents notarized? Do you need documents read to you for clarity or completion? Call me, Brenda, at Black Orchid Notary, 206-683-2636. Tell me where, I'll meet you there. Well, I'm really excited because my guest today is Candance Martin, and it's with one. What did I do? I misspelled. Oh, I see. So it's Candace. There is no N. So Candance, I apologize for that because I want my name spelled right. So thank you for letting me know that. Candance is an intern at the Seattle Institute of East Asian Medicine, and we're going to talk about the benefits of acupuncture. Welcome to the show, Candance. How are you, my dear?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm wonderful. It's been a busy morning. I just got off of a Zoom call, and I've got a couple more things to do after the show. But otherwise, God woke me up this morning, and no needles in my legs. So, hey,
wonderful.
How about you?
I'm okay. I had a pretty relaxing day so far, besides schoolwork and getting ready for this little interview.
All right. Well, I'm glad you could make it. So for those in my audience and listening viewers, what is acupuncture and East Asian medicine?
Yeah. So acupuncture is a branch of East Asian medicine. East Asian medicine is essentially a practice to help us get our bodies back in alignment, to help get us harmonized within ourselves. And there's a few different things, a few different modalities that we use. Acupuncture being one, where we insert little needles into they're small,
little thin needles.
They're thin and small. They should not hurt at all. So we insert them into different body parts. We call them acupuncture points. And they're essentially places where chi dives deep in our bodies. And when we insert the needles, it essentially moves chi, unblocks chi, gets things moving so that, like I said, we can find harmony and balance in our bodies. And then there's other things like cupping and gua sha. There's different types of body work like tui na. So in the clinic, we try to utilize all of those things to help people feel better, essentially, and feel like their best selves, physically, mentally, emotionally. Yeah.
I've had cupping. And the first time I had it, after the session was over, I freaked out because there's all these little circles on my back. And I'm like, what the heck? What's going on here?
That happens.
But it was kind of funny in a way. But
yeah. And hopefully you felt some relief afterwards.
I did.
Great.
I did. Now, would you explain, and just so my audience knows, I do receive acupuncture. And it's been on a regular basis, and that's how I met Candance. So, but Candance, can you explain a little bit more about chi? Because I know we have more than one chi, and then also about heat.
Oh, sure. So chi is thought of as like a vital force in our bodies. Some people think of it as energy, but that word doesn't really encompass the like magnitude of what this source in our bodies does and is. It is energetic. It's essentially like our life force. It's what gets things moving in our bodies, gets our organs to do what they do. So it's important to make sure our chi is flowing freely, is not like hindered at all. And one way that heat can affect like the movement of chi is it can make things move a little too fast. It can affect the blood. Chi and blood is connected in the medicine that I'm learning. We need blood to support chi, and we need chi to move our blood. So heat can make things move too fast, and then it can also cause the different fluids in our body to get a little too warm and get thicker and coagulate, and then that can affect the way that chi moves, and a lot of things can come up. So you can have like upward flushing of heat towards like your head. It can cause headaches. It can affect bowel movements. It can affect urination. It can affect digestion. So heat and also cold, there are lots of different what we call external pathogens that can affect essentially the movement of chi and the way that our body functions.
When you say cold, what do you mean? Because I know heat's different than what I thought heat was when I first heard of this. So what's cold?
Cold can be from the outside. It usually is from the outside. So like if you are not protecting yourself from the outside environment, so if it's chilly or windy and you're not protecting like your neck and your back, you can be prone to headaches. You can be prone to like upper back pain. Cold can also be introduced through the foods that we eat. So like avoiding iced coffees, avoiding like frozen foods, avoid like ice cream or I know it's not don't eat it at all. It's be mindful of like how much you're eating and also when you're eating it. So like eating ice cream in the wintertime is not the best because then it's you have the outside cold and then you're also putting it directly into your digestive system.
Okay. Well, I usually let mine soften a little bit, so maybe it gets a little room temperature, so it's not ice cold.
That's better than right out the freezer. Absolutely.
Okay, good. Woo, that scared me there for a moment. So with all this being said, Candance, what inspired you to go to acupuncture school?
That's a really good question. I think that one thing that really inspired me to go to acupuncture school is the holistic mindset. I feel like oftentimes in Western med, and I'm not speaking negatively about Western medicine at all, like I think it's important for everyone to have access to different types of medical assistance and attention. But oftentimes with Western medicine, there's things that can't be explained, or like stuff happening with people, and the doctors can't find the root cause, or are not necessarily interested in finding the root cause. And I feel like in acupuncture and East Asian medicine, that is our goal, is to peel back all the layers that we can to get to the root of whatever is manifesting in people's bodies that are like showing that there's an imbalance somewhere. So I appreciate this medicine, and I'm inspired by this medicine because our goal is to like find the deepest point and take it out and clear everything up so that it doesn't keep manifesting, it doesn't keep showing up.
That's interesting you say that, because I, like most people, have been with Western doctors for years. And I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago, I switched over to my PCP, being primary care physician, being a homeopathic doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But I also had kept my MD just in case. And then he retired on me last year. So it's like, so now everything I have the naturopath, I have a chiropractor. What else do I have? Oh, when I get my massages, they're usually done by a therapeutic person and someone that believes in Eastern medicine also. And so I've kind of shifted, because I had something happen to me and they couldn't give me a diagnosis for it. So then I said, okay, I believe in second opinions. Now, I had 7 second opinions.
Yeah.
And I tried all kinds of things. That bariatric chamber, familiar with that? Oh my gosh. Now, if you're claustrophobic, you probably wouldn't want to do it. However, the gentleman I went to, it was, it's clear, you can see, but he also had headphones for you and you could watch movies. So that made it a lot easier. I don't believe in claustrophobic, but the few times that I've had an MRI, I always ask for the open-ended. Because the first one I had was closed. It was reminding me of what it must be like to be in a coffin. And I'm like,
that's no fun.
I don't think I want to do this one. So, So what inspired you to attend this acupuncture school? Or is this the only one we have in Seattle?
This is not the only one we have in Seattle. There's a couple, but I chose Seattle Institute of East Asian Medicine basically because it felt more accessible to me. It's a smaller school. It has a really tight-knit faculty and staff who are really want us to succeed. They're just like a very supportive group of people. I really, like I said, liked that it's smaller class sizes, because I do better when I can have more one-on-one conversations with people.
Sure.
And the herb program is mandatory in the sense that it's built into the program, when some schools you have the option to just focus on acupuncture and add on the herbal classes. And then the school also teaches us Chinese every trimester. So we have a Chinese class, and then we also do Qigong every trimester. So there's just a lot of different classes that help, at least for me, helps me understand the medicine on a deeper level. And I really appreciated that it was built into the curriculum.
Wow, that's really something. That's great, because having had some experience with the herbs, I can see where, especially after you finish school, having knowledge about herbs and being able to see what works with what, because everything doesn't work together, and the quantity that you need to put with whatever. So, it's like being a pharmacist.
It's definitely a balancing act.
Well, if you're just tuning in, you're listening live to Seniors Matter with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards, on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your community radio station. We're here on Fridays at 12:30 p.m. Do you know what's the best gift we can give ourselves and our loved ones? Well, join me on Zoom as a group or individually for a session on end-of-life planning. You can call me at 206-683-2636 to schedule an appointment. Now back to my wonderful guest, Miss Candance Martin, and that's with one N, Candace. Okay, don't get confused like I did. So Candace, what are some ways you've learned to care for yourself and the community in your studies?
Yeah. For myself, I think that, like I was saying with the cold foods, I definitely was someone who didn't think much about what I was eating and when I was eating it. And I never really realized the digestive issues that I was having when I was eating ice cream in the middle of winter. And I think that this school has definitely taught me how to balance those types of things so that I can still enjoy them, but do it in a more healthful way. And I think that definitely food has been one of the main things that I've learned, but also just making sure I'm managing my thoughts, my emotions, and doing the work that I need to do with Qigong and breathing exercises to make sure that I'm not letting the stress of the world affect me and my health. And also sharing all of this information with like my mom specifically. I've definitely been trying to work with her, and she's in all the way in New Jersey. So it's like not the easiest, but making sure I'm having conversations with her and checking in with her and sharing what I know so that she can feel better in her body and continue to do all the things that she wants to do while she's aging and, you know, getting older and having more limitations, but just trying to remind her that it doesn't have to be as limiting as she feels it is.
Yeah. What's Qigong?
Qigong is it's essentially a qi cultivating practice. So it's movements that we learn at school where we're trying to move our qi in a certain way and also just make sure it's moving in general. So there's different schools of Qigong, and we've learned a few. We've learned one that's related to the 5 elements, which are related to like specific organs. And yeah, so it's just little movements you do with your arms, your hands, your legs sometimes. And
are they like circles or, you know, like I used to, well, I still do. Like right now I'm sitting in my chair and I'm making circles with my ankle.
I think that it can be that. There's different movements taught in the different schools. So it'd be difficult for me to go over like the specifics, but like there's like movements that rub the side of your ribs so that you can get your liver qi coursing. There's movements where you're like raising one hand and one foot and switching sides, and that helps the movement of the middle burner, which is your spleen and your stomach, to support your digestion. So there's specific things for like specific qi movements that you want to be facilitating.
You're a third-year student, right?
I am, yes.
Okay. So what are some of the challenges you've encountered in learning acupuncture and East Asian medicine?
Yeah, definitely the Chinese aspect. Learning herbs for me has been pretty difficult because they're all in Chinese, and sometimes it's just difficult for my mind to make the connections, especially when they sound similar to me. But also just it's a lot of information to hold on to. There's so much stuff happening in our bodies, and this medicine is so old and has been practiced for so long. There's a lot to learn. There's over 360 points that we have to memorize.
360?
Yeah, and we have to like memorize their location.
Oh my gosh.
And the school is great in like helping us tune into the ones that are most useful in practice and also the ones that will be tested on. But we should know all of the points. So yeah, it's just a lot of information, but it's totally worth getting involved and diving deeper.
So what is something you dream about doing with this work?
I definitely want to be as deeply embedded in community as possible. One thing I'd love to do is have a community acupuncture clinic or work at a community acupuncture setting so that the medicine is more accessible and more affordable. Usually community acupuncture clinics have sliding scale rates between like $30 to $50 a session, and you get to share space with other people who might be experiencing some of the same things that you're experiencing. I definitely want to focus my work on marginalized communities, so Black and brown people, queer and trans people. I want people who do not have the best interactions with healthcare to know that there are other options that can be
Somebody might listen to them? Oh, I'm sorry.
exactly.
Did I say that?
Exactly. So yeah, that's the type of work that I want to do, whether it be in community or community style clinics or a private practice. I just always want to be able to work with people, whether it be if somebody doesn't have the funds, bartering or trading skills. I'm absolutely open to that. Yeah, I just want this medicine to get out there.
And it needs to. There's no doubt about it. It really needs to. Like I said, I told you a little bit about my story and I still believe in Western medicine. Don't get me wrong. But my experience is showing me that East Asian medicine is also good and helpful.
Absolutely.
And so
they work great together.
Right. And you just have to have an open mind. And like I said, I did a lot of things with the Western world, and I wasn't getting the results that I felt I needed.
Yeah.
And so then I stepped over to the other side. and like I said, I had a lot of consults with doctors, and like I said, I had 7 second opinions.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of where I am now. I'm in the middle, although my PCP, my Western PCP, he retired, and I had him for over 20 years. And so it was a big blow.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I know I can find another one. I'm ready to do that. So
absolutely.
It's all good. So what is one tip you can share with my listeners today to help them get started on their journey? Because it's a journey.
It is absolutely a journey. Besides, avoiding cold foods.
In the winter,
but also sometimes in the summer. It depends.
But wait, Candace, wait. So I, as I'm sitting here right now, I'm sitting on my hands because my hands are cold. And I haven't had anything warm to drink today. Well, I had something warm to eat, but that was a small bowl of grits, but I haven't had any warm beverages yet. But so I know that my hands are not cold because I was out in the cold, because I haven't been outside yet. I always have gloves anyway, because I've found that my sensitive areas are my neck. So I always say, I've got a turtleneck on right now. But anyway, let me go on with you because our time is almost up. So let me get on with you.
The one thing, I can actually give you a tip for your cold hands.
Oh, okay.
So I actually learned this in clinic with one of my supervisors. So it's a way to bring the chi that's at the center of our bodies down to our fingertips. And it's really just like a sort of meditative practice. because usually if your hands are cold, there's either a blockage in the center somewhere, or your chi's not strong enough to move the chi, because chi is what also warms our bodies. There's not enough chi, or the chi is not strong enough to reach our extremities, our arms and our fingers. So one thing you can do is just sit with your feet on the ground, or stand with your feet on the ground, and close your eyes and just imagine that all of the chi that is in the center is just moving, and follow it down to your arms, your upper arm, your forearms, your fingertips. And you just do that until your fingers start to warm up. And it's worked for me. And yeah.
Okay, I'm going to work on that. I started, but I'm going to work on that. So, Candance, I only have about a minute left. This has gone by so fast, and you'll have to come back. But I want people to know where they can find you.
Yes. So, like you mentioned, I'm at the Seattle Institute of East Asian Medicine in Georgetown. I have a few clinic days there. If anybody's interested in booking, we have a website, and there's a link to start a profile to book appointments at the clinic. And you should be able to choose me or one of my wonderful classmates. And we do everything in the clinic. We do herbs, we do acupuncture, we do cupping, gua sha, e-stim if you've got musculoskeletal pain. And that's where I'll be until
August.
Yeah. And I'll hopefully be there during the 4th year.
Yay. I love it. I love it. Okay, I've got to run. This is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of the Seniors Matters Show. You can listen to us on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your community radio station, YouTube, Facebook. We're here on Fridays at 12:30. Candance, thank you so much for being here. You'll have to come back. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be safe.
Thank you.
You're welcome, hon. Live your life like it's golden. All right.